Once upon a time, the surveillance state was a network of cameras on lampposts and government agencies quietly collecting data. We feared the surveillance state, imagining vast government databases and shadowy agencies. But now, the most powerful surveillance tool ever invented is in your pocket. And we're all willingly, eagerly becoming its operators. We, everyday people, are the ones pointing, recording, uploading, and amplifying private moments into the global spotlight. The line between documenting and policing has blurred. With every phone held up, with every TikTok or YouTube video uploaded, we become deputized into a kind of informal surveillance force, one that's changing privacy, morality, and even justice itself. Today, we're exploring how social media has turned us into cops, judges, and prison guards of everyday life. Now, the smartphone camera didn't start as a weapon. It started as a shield. For marginalized communities, for citizens facing down power, it was a radical tool for accountability. It was the promise that truth could no longer be hidden in a dark alleyway or a police report. For the first time, the powerless could hold the powerful to account. This was a digital revolution with a moral campus. But tools do have a way of evolving beyond their original intent. The camera that was meant to watch up at the structures of power slowly began to turn sideways. Then finally, it turned down. The technology of liberation mutated into the architecture of a new social control. We weren't just watching the powerful anymore. We were watching each other. We had built the infrastructure for a society of constant horizontal surveillance, a panopticon run by its inmates. This shift is perfectly crystallized in the Karen phenomenon. Take the case of Amy Cooper in Central Park, better known as Central Park Karen. Sometimes these recordings serve a purpose, documenting racism, misconduct, or abuse in ways that push for accountability. The video of Amy Cooper in Central Park, for instance, revealed the real danger of weaponizing race in policing.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And I'm
me.
taking a picture and calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life. I'm sorry, I'm in a ramble, and there is a man, African-American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
It was undeniably important. It viscerally illustrated the weaponization of white tears against the black man, Christian Cooper. It started a crucial national conversation about racial bias. But for every video that sparks change, there are countless others that only humiliate, often without justice and sometimes without truth. It's been proven that filming a stranger's worst moment could generate not just discourse, but engagement, likes, shares, comments, and a sense of righteous purpose. The public shaming wasn't just about justice, it was commodified. It became a spectacle of morality, a new form of entertainment where the price of admission was our collective humanity. And from that blueprint, an entire industry was born. Now, algorithms feed us a non-stop diet of righteous indignation. Entire online communities, what I call the TikTok detective agency, are dedicated to this new pastime, analyzing footage of strangers in grocery stores, on subways, in parks. They dissect body language, assign malicious motives, and declare guilt, all based on a decontextualized 15-second clip. There's no jury of peers, no right to a defense, no presumption of innocence. The burden of proof, which has been a cornerstone for justice for centuries, has been replaced by the dopamine hit of discovery. It's citizen journalism stripped of its ethics, leaving only the raw, addictive thrill of the hunt. This isn't just a cultural observation, it's an academic reality. A study in the British Journal of Sociology frames this as digital vigilantism as weaponized visibility. Researchers argue that we, as citizens, have learned to use visibility itself as a tool for violence and control. We create a system of justice that operates outside official institutions, one that is swift, severe, and utterly devoid of proportionality or mercy. But what's worse is that we seem to be changing as humans. Our very instincts have changed. A 2016 Pew Research study found that 77% of Americans have seen a bystander video of a public confrontation. And psychologists note a profound shift. People are now more likely to record than to directly intervene. Instead of breaking up a fight or consoling someone in distress, the reflex is to pull out a phone. The question isn't, how do I help? It's, should I film this? So even in circumstances where we could intervene, we choose to record instead. Let the injustice continue in real time, only to get the online judges and executioners to do the work while we are validated through likes and follows. Now we find that these videos have become their own genre of entertainment. TikTok hashtags like Karen or public freakout have racked up billions of views. What was once an embarrassing private moment is now fuel for likes, shares, and ridicule. But the camera doesn't just document it, it amplifies it. And once online, millions of strangers can pile on, mock, or even harass the person captured. And context rarely survives the jump to virality. We don't know what happened before or after the clip. We only see the most dramatic 30 seconds. This is where the surveillance society starts to creep into everyday life. Ordinary people become targets not for breaking the law, but simply for existing in public. The power once reserved for police cameras and tabloids now belongs to anyone with a phone and a Wi-Fi connection. We've deputized ourselves into a global force of unofficial cops, deciding who gets exposed, who gets shamed, and who gets remembered for their worst moment. In this world, privacy doesn't end when you step outside. It ends the moment someone nearby decides your life is content.
Hi, my name is Mariana, and I've been working as a fashion model in New York for the past 15 years. I'm also a single mom, and the only source of income I have to support my daughter who lives in Brazil is modeling. A few hours ago, this video went viral of me crying over an extremely serious family issue I'm far away to solve. I'm posting this video now to remind you guys that we never know what's going on in someone else's life, and we should be empathetic and supportive to one another instead of mock each other like the girl who posted the video did to me.
We went from filming the extraordinary abuse of power to filming the ordinary flaws of humanity. And in doing so, we've become the most efficient, most ruthless, and most distributed surveillance state in human history. And we work for free. When a clip goes viral, it doesn't just live in isolation. It becomes a trial, held in the court of public opinion. The internet doesn't just watch, it judges, it prosecutes, and often delivers its own punishment. A simple video of bad behavior becomes the spark for morality policing, where thousands of strangers take it upon themselves to decide what justice should look like.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Sometimes these campaigns expose real harm, like the racist call to police in Central Park that put a black man's life in danger. But just as often, online mobs descend on everyday people, workers, neighbors, even teenagers who never expected to become the internet's villain of the day. A mistake, a bad joke, or a heated moment can lead to calls for job loss, doxing, or harassment that far outweigh the offense.
Too many people have tagged me in takes about whatever happened at that Coldplay concert with that couple, the CEO of, I don't know, Astronomo, whatever. Confused because there's nothing new for me to add. Everybody knows how I feel about the surveillance state, the hyper-militarized police state, the fact that they manufactured our consent for this level of governmental overreach and interpersonal overreach for 3+ decades. The second that people decided that social or moral transgressions occurring meant that you are opting out of your access to personhood, to privacy, to your intrinsic human rights, like, this is a slippery slope. It's not a coincidence that the same week folks are doing things like this over a stranger. Strangers. ICE was awarded access to the Medicaid database that hosts over 70 million Americans' private personal information. Those things don't exist in a vacuum, and I know that y'all don't like to stretch your neurons because the attention span is about 10 seconds. I'll keep my ting brief. 6 words even. Surveillance doesn't happen in a vacuum. You all yearn for the panopticon. You yearn for the stocks. You yearn to throw tomatoes at people and yell shame. Because your lives aren't interesting enough. Because you don't have enough hobbies that are worthwhile. Because deep-throating reality television got old after a while. You lost the ability to reality test. There is no society that can manufacture consent in the private sector to do whatever the fuck you want with strangers' likeness and image because they made a social or moral boo-boo that also won't do those things governmentally, institutionally. The only reason you can participate in this behavior is because your moral and social transgressions predate these apps. The fact that we're at a point where digital vigilantism has become so normalized that y'all feel comfortable seeking out people's spouses, their other family members, their place of employment is sick.
Studies on online shaming show that this kind of digital vigilantism is uniquely punishing because it never really ends. Unlike a courtroom sentence, there's no clear start or finish. They've been tried and sentenced before they even know they're famous. This is what scholars call digital vigilantism. What began as accountability has turned into a culture of digital punishment where millions of strangers become judge, jury, and executioner. Justice online isn't about laws or fairness, it's about virality.
Alright, day in the life, man. Let's go.
Spend the day with me.
Spend the day with me.
Spend a day with me.
Spend a quiet day with me.
Vlog day. Spend the day with me in Paris.
Think of how many careers have collapsed after a single screenshot went viral, or how influencers have accidentally revealed their home address, only to face stalking or harassment. By documenting our own lives so publicly, we create opportunities for exploitation, sometimes by corporations mining our data, other times by online mobs digging for dirt.
Have a good day, y'all. Where are you flying to today? Just here. Oh, fun. We going to visit, or is that where we're from? That's home. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta stop by and say hi. What's your name? I'm Jenny. I'm Bree. Nice to meet you. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? So we're out of NC-17. That's probably what it was. We're out of NC-17. You want me to make you a sample of it, though? That way you can... I got you. Babe, did you want to take a picture of the bottle and the color? Yeah. That way we know for next time. Here you go, my love. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You have a great day. This is syrup that you're going with, right? Yes. This is Whirl. She is a little bit darker, but it's perfect because once this, like, mixed together... Oh, my God. I actually really feel bad.
And self-surveillance isn't just about what we share. It's also about what we don't. Just walk with me. We curate ourselves constantly. We crop out the messy kitchen. We edit our faces. We delete posts that don't perform. We learn to anticipate how others might judge us and then police our own behavior accordingly. As Michael Foucault described in his work on the Panopticon, the most powerful form of surveillance isn't external. It's when we start controlling ourselves as if someone is always watching. In this sense, we've become both the prisoner and the guard. We hand over our privacy willingly, often for nothing more than likes and attention, while training ourselves to behave as though every moment might go viral. The result is a society where the line between public and private is almost impossible to see. And we're the ones blurring it. Maybe, just maybe, the most dangerous part of surveillance today isn't the government's cameras on the street corner. It's the one in our pocket and the ways we've learned to turn it on ourselves.
Apropos of recent conversations around the surveillance state and surveillance culture, let me put the hyper-intellectual shit aside for a second and just talk to you person to person, like you from my blog. No funny shit. One of the reasons why I am very anti-surveillance and pro-privacy is because that means I can swing on more bitches.
Thank you guys so much for joining me for this one. I thoroughly enjoyed looking up this video and researching, and in fact, it's made me reconsider some of the ways that I interact with the media and myself. Am I self-surveilling too hard, right? So you let me know. How do you feel about how we use our cameras and TikTok videos, YouTube, etc. on each other as well as on ourselves? And what do you do or don't do, or is this even a consideration when you think about surveillance from people that are just like you? Thank you guys so much again, and I hope you really enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Toodles!